Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's Tuesday, baby. 9 a.m. on the dot, making it to the stream on time, my friend. On time, on time, on time. We're in a new week. It is March 3rd. It's already March, man. Things are flying by. That 2026 is going to be over before you could even blink. So, what are we doing this week? We are focused on the vision this week. We are focused on the vision and on the strategy, man. I'm diving deep into the strategy, tightening things up, scheduling things out, planning things out, trying to stay consistent. This stream has been a consistent stream. Let's talk about the stream triggered Yogi, man, because I've gotten some feedback about the stream from some people that have ventured onto the stream. Now, listen, this stream is kind of like me diving into the deep end. I mean, I'm not really somebody that is a streamer or very familiar. So, the whole intention of this stream is to just play around with streaming. This is the Triggered Yogi live stream. So the theme of it is talking about the things that are coming up. And I usually stay consistent on that, just talk about triggers. And I've had some ideas on how to make this stream a little bit more engaging. Like bring videos on here every now and then. If something's like really jumping out, I'll bring like a meme of the topic on here. I had this idea. I mean, Shia LaBeouf, who is a very interesting person. I had an idea of, watching his interview. He did an interview, it's an hour interview. So I was thinking like maybe I should just watch that on the live stream, but that's not really what the live stream is, man. This is a check-in. This live stream is more of a check-in, man. I'm checking in with me. And if you got something to check in about, you jump on the chat and check in with yourself. Share. That's what the stream has consistently been, and that's what I welcome. And honestly, that's what I want to grow it to. This is a morning check-in. It's usually like 30 minutes. you know I've been considering going longer for an hour, but honestly, I think I'm gonna dial it back to 30 minutes because this is really a check-in. This is me creating consistency when it comes to the stream. Now, let's talk about the vision, man. The vision, Yoga Leroy Studios. There is a big vision there. So we're adjusting and we're diving in. This is our vision week. Vision check. Okay. Get that 2020 vision on point. You know what I'm saying? This is a vision check week. Um, I started Sunday really writing out my vision, something that you should do consistently, reevaluating, adjusting the vision. So I started on Sunday and started really dialing in. So let me kind of discuss some of the things that are on the board. At the top is my 30-minute to 40, actually it's 45 minutes. That's why I'm planning out a 45-minute special. This has been on the vision. This has been on the board for about a year. And I'll tell you what inspired me. I went to see my brother and my dad do a Father's Day performance last Father's Day. They did a Father's Day spoken word performance, and I wasn't invited to be in the performance. So this idea might have started out of a little bit of resentment, man. Resentment shows up so much in my life. I'm trying to get a hold of it. Let me tell you. I'm trying to get a hold of it. But it started off at resentment and turned into something that I'm really became passionate about because this has been such a solid year, but not also has it been a solid year. It's been a lot of unexpected twists and turns when it comes to me being a dad and things that I wasn't really expecting or ready for, like my son getting depressed. Um, so there's been a lot of things happening this year, but also throughout the 16 years of me being a dad, it's just been a fantastic experience, and I want to joke about it. So this has become a big part of the vision, but it also makes sense when it comes to the studio that I'm building. I'm gonna perform this 45-minute special out of Yoga Leroy Studios, which I have been slowly just, building and perfecting. And, the one of the big compliments I get when people come in here and they've come in here like multiple times. They're like, man, every time I come in here, it just gets better and better and better. I'm constantly perfecting and trying to get this place to looking and feeling so comfortable, like you're in a comedy club in someone's backyard. Like that's the goal of the studio. The big goal is to move Yoga Leroy Studios out of the backyard into a commercial space where, you know, we do the work, you know what I'm saying? So that's the big vision. So I'm diving in and readjusting my daily activities based on this 45-minute special, 16 dad jokes that I'm going to perform the day before Father's Day. So it's going to be on the day before Father's Day. Why? Because I am booked for Chocolate Sunday, which is at the Lack Factory. It's going to be my second booking, but my first 5 minute set. I've done first impressions twice. I've done the virtual first impressions, and I've done the virtual impressions at the Laugh Factory on stage, which is a 3 minute set. So this is going to be my first actual booking at the Laugh Factory. The callback, it's a 2 year minimum 2 year wait, even if they like you. So when I first did the Laugh Factory, first impressions on the stage, had a great set. They liked me. They booked me again, but 2 years later, I even tried to get that booking pushed up and they were not having it. I had an agent reach out to them and they still weren't having it. They are so tight with it. And it is what it is. That's Hollywood, baby. That's not just Hollywood, that's the entertainment industry. So I rearranged my Father's Day performance to be on Saturday instead of Sunday, which is kind of cool. It's on a Saturday, set up the dads to win on their big day. So you bring in Father's Day with a Father's Day performance. That's how we're going to play that one. So that's going to be on January 20th. January 20th. And the things I'm doing to help or to start promoting the performance, because this is kind of the anchor, is what I've discovered. This is the anchor. It's the Father's Day performance. It's the anchor to the vision for now, until July. So I'm gonna make a TikTok that's themed for this show. The TikTok's gonna be called 16 Dad Jokes, which is the name of the special. And my goal is to get some type of father-son sketch out daily, man. And that's been just the hardest thing for me, to get these sketches out daily. I'm usually getting a good one or two a week. The sketches have been doing well on my social media. It's honestly the only thing that does well on social media for me. Unless it's some random, some of my random like reactions have done well on social media, like reactions to something that goes viral. But even when those reaction posts do well, it's not like I'm getting any followers from it. Like it could go viral and still I won't get any followers from it. I only get followers from the father son sketches. Like that's over, honestly, like as long as I've had social media, it's only been the sketches that have like done well for me. I've had I post jokes. Sometimes I post jokes. My jokes don't do well on social media. I've had one joke do well on social media. So So, gonna lean into the sketches. It's so interesting. Social media kind of tells you. Like if you want to grow on social media, it just kind of it's like it's like this is what we want from you. This, nothing else. This. All right, let's see what we got going. MJP. How do you see yourself in the entertainment industry? How do I see myself? How do I see myself? Uh, that's a hard question to ask or to answer. How do I see myself? How do I see myself? I mean, I see myself. I don't know. That's got me stumped. That one's got me stumped, my friend MJP. How do I see myself? I see. I guess I see myself as somebody that's misunderstood. I mean that's really the best honest. If I'm going to be totally honest by how I see myself, um, from the experience that I've had acting and comedy, it's somebody that's a little misunderstood. And we talk about me leaning into the dad stuff. The one the thing I like about leaning into the dad stuff the most is it's better, it's easy, it's more easier for other people to digest it from me because like, "Oh, he's a dad. Oh, he's a dad. I know what a dad is. I have one of those. Oh, all this is the things, the ideas we think about him, but also he's a dad." Right? So I think that that's a little bit more for me. It softens the blow of all the things that I pick up that people interpret when it comes to like my act and my persona and who I am. And I've I felt for a long time throughout all of it, like throughout my entire life, that people just don't really understand like me. Um, and I'll tell you why, because I'll tell you why I think I'm misunderstood. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. I'm a big time introvert. I've always been an introvert since I was a kid. I would rather be alone. I have a joke that talks about an introvert going to jail is not a punishment. An introvert being in jail in a cell by himself ain't a punishment at all. That's a reward. Introverts want to be alone. I naturally want to be alone. I want to be left alone. But I'm an entertainer. All the extrovert parts of me have been developed. They don't come naturally. Like me putting myself out here on this stream, me doing stand up comedy, me acting, all these things that I've developed these things. And the reason why I developed is because my dad, Leon Earl Walker, the big guy, is an extrovert. He's extremely extroverted. He's always been extroverted. He's the life of the party. They call him a yellow personality. He is stealing everybody's shine everywhere he goes. This is how I grew up watching my dad, and I always like was in awe of it. I was like, wow, how does he do it? Because I've always been an introvert. So because I'm naturally an introvert, but I'm in the entertainment industry and I've been doing it for 25 years. I'm perceived a little different than I expect or how I think I should be perceived because people see me my quietness as arrogance rather than, oh, he's introverted, because they're in their minds like this guy can't be an introvert because he's an entertainer. So I think I'm misunderstood. I think people don't realize those elements of me, or do they know? And I think we all kind of come to our conclusions based on how we think we're being treated in the wild. And I have that experience a lot, that people feel that I'm like arrogant, or I think I'm too good for people. And I think people are misunderstand that those sides of me. It's not that. I'm not arrogant. Stop, Beller. Get out of here. My dog just sits down here and just licks and licks and licks. But you don't lick anywhere else. You come while I'm doing the stream and you start licking nonstop. Why is this your licking spot? Go lick outside. Anyways, I hope that answered your question. I'm introverted. I'm still very introverted. I'm an introverted extrovert, only because I've always admired extroverts. I've always wanted to be extroverts because I saw my dad like just perform, like, and it was remarkable to watch my dad as I was growing up because he was so magical all the time everywhere he went. He was just a magical character. He just made people smile all the time. It's what inspired me to become an actor. It's what inspired me to become a comedian. It's what inspired me to do entertainment, because I just admired my dad growing up. Why you so bald, Jalen? Why you so bald, Jalen? Jalen's my son. My name is Leroy Leon, the triggered yogi himself. Jalen's not bald. I am bald. I've been bald all, most of my life, to be honest. And that's why. Yo, I'm a big fan. Can I get a beanie, please? I'm Jalen Walker's friend. Spooky Bets. You a big fan? Yeah, I got a beanie for you, bro. Come over here and introduce yourself. I like to meet all my son's friends. Come pull up to the cribbo, to the studio. I got a beanie for you. Yes, sir, I do. You could get a beanie, but you got to pull up. You know what I'm saying? I need to know who my son is hanging out with. And if you his friend, I should know you. You feel me? Pull up. Pull up to the studio, Spooky Bets, and I got a beanie for you. That's no problem. Jalen Davis Walker said, my dad ain't OG. Yeah, I'm kind of OG now these days. Trinity Time Travels was here. Good to see you. What's going on? We talking about the vision, baby. I'm trying to understand what Damo's talking about. Bruh, if you could lick your shit, you would be too. Hater. What are you talking about? He want to talk to the audience too. I said, man, I'm lost. What did I miss? I said, you're bald, dad. Oh, okay. I'm pulling up for the beanie. Pull up for the beanie. Listen, we got merch. You understand? I got, man, I wish I could show you guys I'll have the merch here for you guys to see tomorrow. But yeah, I got some Yoga Leroy beanies. I got some Yoga Leroy sweatshirts. I'm about to make some Comedy Fitness Live t-shirts. Those are going to go out to the winners of Comedy Fitness Live. But yeah, I got merch. I've always been into like making merch, even though they don't. So this is what happens. I usually make a bunch of merch, right? I make a bunch of merch. I'm like, ooh, this is gonna kill, because my Yoga Leroy logo looks really good on beanies and on hats. I have some hats too. But merch is so hard to make a profit on. It's expensive. It's expensive to make, especially if you don't have a wholesaler's license. And then you got all this merch, and it's and if you don't have like a lot of traffic, it's just expensive to make a profit on. I usually end up giving the merch away, which I also like doing as well. So I gift the merch out, I give it away. People come and pull up. I usually give merch like when people pull up to my shows, I'll give out 2 or 3 beanies or whatever. So yeah, pull up to the studio and get a beanie, man. I've had beanies for so long. At this point, I'm like not trying to make a profit on them. I'm just like, I want fans. I want you guys to come in and check out the space, shoot your podcast here, produce a show here, you know, I'll give you a beanie. Why not? Why not? And people like the beanies. People be wearing the beanies. Oh, Damo's talking about the dog. You guys got to tell me what you're talking about. And she came back here and started licking on herself again. Would you stop it? Just go out there and lick. Can you guys hear her licking? It irritates the fuck out of me. So leave the dog alone. Okay. Well, now I know what you're talking about. I was so confused for a second. I love you, dad skis. Listen, obviously, you are watching YouTube at school. Turn off YouTube and learn something. Spooky Bets. You must be close to my son because nobody calls me dad skis except for my son. So, you know, I'm dad skis. You know what I'm saying? That's nice. Anyways, so all this week we're gonna dive into the vision, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let you guys know what I'm doing. And maybe it will inspire you to dive in as well to the things that you're up to in your vision. Um so I've been writing out my vision over the last couple of days, and I've been really mapping out some action steps, baby. Adjusting your action steps is so important. Hey, bro, if you are, if I find out that you are my son, if I find out that you got some ghost YouTube channel, I better not find out. I'm gonna do. If I find out you got some ghost YouTube channel, it's gonna be is listen. All right, keep playing. Keep playing. Keep playing, Budski. I'm gonna find out who this Spooky Bets is because you got some information that only in the circle. It's just like you got some in the circle information. You got in the circle information, and now I'm concerned because I don't know who you are. How many people are walking around with this in the circle information? This might be an issue. Ah, my man Anderson. Okay, 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 okay. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, telling me who this is. Anderson. Yes, one of my son's friends. I've heard a lot about Anderson. I met you once by the house. I'm a big fan of Anderson. I'm a big fan. All right. Come over to the crib and get you a beanie. I got a beanie for you, Anderson. Come over to the crib, get you a beanie. Uh and I'm a fan of you, my little buddy. I'm a fan of you. All right. All right. All right. All right. So anyways, to close up the stream, we're going to close up the stream. Uh you know, I have discovered that YouTube might not be the best place for me to be streaming. So last week's um Comedy Fitness Live got a strike and it got taken down. Um Copyright, whatever. And I haven't had a lot of success on YouTube thus far, right? YouTube seems to be really blocked up. I know it's oversaturated. So is Twitch. You know, um, now what has just got on my radar is the channel, the streaming channel Kick. So what I'm hearing about Kick is it's a lot more free when it comes to like the community guidelines. YouTube and Twitch have not only the community guidelines on YouTube are extensive. Like you're gonna get like they block you, but then if you make a huge violation of the guidelines, then they flag you and they take your post down. So that happens on YouTube. On Twitch, it just seems to be like extremely oversaturated. So my goal is to jump on Kick over this week and start streaming on Kick, especially the shows, um, the comedy fitness shows. So look out for that. We are going to transition. I'm going to still use YouTube and Twitch, maybe just for this morning live stream. Anderson, my buddy, pay attention. You're supposed to be in class right now. Jalen's right next to me, and he said, "Hi, dead homies." Oh boy. Hi, I am India. What's up? How many names you got? You know what I'm saying? That's my next question. All right, man. We did it. 28 minutes. I ain't got nothing more for you, friends. I'm going to dive into some of the action plans that we are lining up for this week, which is I need to shoot 2 sketches a day. I want to have at least 1 sketch a day. And what I found, especially with YouTube, is if I put 1 sketch on my feed and 1 sketch, I do a trial, that works. I need to be posting 2 sketches a day. One throw on the feed and one I throw on a trial and let that go for maybe 7 days just on that trial. Like the crazy thing about these social media apps, especially if you're trying to be a content creator, entertainer, you really have to you got to be like a running back. Like you got to be juking these, like the system. You got to like find a way to be like, yeah, because they're at this point, these apps are so saturated, they're not set up for you to win. So you gotta really play a game when it comes to these apps. So like that's what I'm really diving into. I know I smelled, oh boy. Sup, so simple to deep. Good to see you. We about to just jump off. We're just getting ready to close this party down. But good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Damo, thanks for jumping in. Anderson, pull up to the crib and collect your Yoga Leroy beanie, my friend. Trinity Time Travels was here. You as well, if you live in the LA area, pull up on Saturday, 7 p.m. We have Bryce Jared's second show at the studio. I must confess, the first one was a big old hit. The backyard was packed. This Saturday is going to be his second show. It's going to be a hit as well. Going to tighten up the sound and things of that nature. It's going to be even better than the first one. So if you are in the area, make sure you check us out. You could find tickets and information about the studio on Eventbrite. I must confess, it is on Eventbrite. Am I just on YouTube only? If that is the case, it wasn't intentional. I must have made that adjustment on accident as far as not being on Twitch, but we are always on Facebook and Twitch. I did just talk about that. Our Facebook and YouTube for sure gonna be on YouTube. Now I haven't gotten much of any movement from Twitch when it comes to this morning stream or when it comes to any of the shows. So, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, Twitch isn't really on my radar anymore. Now, I'm starting to look at other streaming platforms like Kick. So now I'm going to start flirting with Kick. I mean, I've been streaming on YouTube and Twitch for the last nearly 5 months. Wait, December, January, February, March. So 4 months. Three months and some change. Um, and with Twitch, there's no movement. I mean, so simple, too deep. You found me on Twitch, but nobody has, you have been the only person to find me on Twitch. And I just really think these platforms, you really have to throw everything in and you got to stream constantly. Now, I think Twitch is like oversaturated for me. It doesn't really speak to me, really. I'm definitely more on YouTube, and YouTube has their interface is more set up for me because I could post the shorts, which are the sketches, and I could post, I'm gonna start posting long form content on, working on my studio. I've already, recorded one and I'm gonna post that this week. So YouTube, their interface is like more set up for me. So Twitch really isn't on my radar anymore. And honestly, I'm probably going to go start really stepping away from Twitch altogether. I haven't really seen any reason to keep posting on Twitch. I'm going to look into Kick this week. I'm going to give Kick a shot and see if that's a place that I could grow. And I'm also going to put Patreon on my radar, which is uh, a paid site where you could put your content on and people can pay to see it. And that's where I want to go. I want to, I'm producing real structured comedy shows out of the studio. So I want to move to a place where people, they pay to watch it, like a network. So that's what's up. That's what's going on with that. Uh, but as far as me not being on Twitch this morning, was not on purpose. Maybe when I got my computer, I didn't set that up again. Again, because it's just not on my radar. I'm just not getting any feedback at all from Twitch. So, and maybe it's because it's not really, you know, like the category I'm in is health and wellness on Twitch, but it's only been like comedy that I've been streaming. I haven't really been streaming any fitness. So maybe when I start streaming more fitness, which I do plan, I'll get back on Twitch with the fitness stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Question: is it the size of the boat or the motion of the ocean, or a little bit of both? I don't have a boat. So if I were to buy a boat, I guess it would just depend on. Now I've always want like I see people with yachts, right? Like real, like, Conor McGregor got this yacht that looks amazing. And it's huge, right? It's a huge, beautiful yacht. Now, if I was going, eh, I've never been into boats. I've never been like, I need a boat when I get older. I need a boat. I've never been a boat guy. But if I was paid, when I'm paid, I'm gonna have a yacht. I'm gonna have a Conor McGregor yacht. But boats are scary, bro. Yachts are scary because you could take that yacht anywhere, but the ocean ain't nothing to play with. You if you in a boat and you don't know about like water and the ocean and tides, bro, you could die. You understand? You could just die on a regular day. This little storm comes, hits the ocean. Next thing you know, you accidentally dead because you didn't know how to drive your boat. I feel like if you have a yacht, if you pay like Conor McGregor, does he know how to drive his yacht? This big ass $1 million yacht. Does he know how is he the pilot of the yacht? Or does he have to hire somebody to drive his boat every time he wants to take his boat out? That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. So it's these reasons I've never really been a boat guy. I'm good. I'm good on the boats. Like when I'm really paid, I could see myself renting a boat, but I don't need to own a boat. Then you gotta dock the boat. That's another cost. You gotta find storage for the boat. It's just too much. How often are you going out on the in the ocean? I'm not messing with the ocean like that. I don't need a boat like that. I don't need a boat. Now, if I lived in like Arizona where like it's a thing, or Lake Havasu where it's a thing, you know what I'm saying? That'd be different, you know? I don't live in, I guess people do have boats out in California, you know what I'm saying? Playa del Rey, boat places, but I've just never been a boat guy. So if I was going to answer the question, is it the size of the boat or the emotion of the ocean? Man, it got to be a little bit of both, bro. Like, I don't really feel like I would be comfortable in a small boat knowing what I know about the ocean. That ocean has a mind of its own. You feel me? Has a mind of its own. So you gotta have a decent sized boat. I hope that answered your question. So simple, so simple. Little bit of both. All right. A little bit of both. That's what we're going with, and that's what we're gonna end with, my friends. This has been the Trigger Yogi live stream. What's up, Jay Hud? Popping in. We about to get up. We about to jump off, Jay. I'm about to jump off, but it's good to see you. It's good to see all of you. Thanks for popping in, checking in. We're going to be talking about vision all this week. And yeah, have a fantastic Tuesday, man. And I'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m., same bat time, same trigger channel. Peace.